The next day, Paul and the rest of us went to see James. After we had torn ourselves away from them, we put out to sea. Paul greeted and sailed straight to recorded in detail. The next day, we went to Rhodes has done, and from there to Petra through his ministry. We found their ship crossing over to Phoenicia. They went on board and set sail. Paul, you see, brother, after sighting Cyprus, thousands of Jews and passing, I believe, and all of to the south are zealous for the law. We sailed on to Syria that you teach all the Jews who live among the Gentiles. We landed at Tyre to turn away from Moses, where our ship telling them was to unload its cargo or live according to our custom. We sought out the disciples. What shall we do? There and stayed with them. They will certainly hear that you have through the Spirit. So do what we tell you. They urged Paul, therefore, not to go on to Jerusalem. Have made a vow. When it was time to leave, join in their purification, we left and continued on our way their expenses. All of that they can have their wives and children. Then everyone accompany us. There is no truth in these reports about you, but that you yourself are living in obedience to the law. After saying goodbye to each other, we went aboard the ship. Our decision. And that they should abstain from food, sacrifice to idols, from blood. We continue to strangle animals and from sexual immorality. And landed at Ptolemais, where Paul greeted the brothers and sisters, purified himself and stayed with them for a day. Leaving the next day, we went to the temple to give notice of the day and stayed at the house purification within. Of Philip and the evangelist will be made one of the segment. He had 4 unmarried daughters who prophesied. When the 7 days were nearly over, some Jews after we had been there a number of days, Asia, a prophet named at the temple, Agabus, came down, stirred up the whole crowd, and seized him, shouting, "Coming over to us. Help us." He man who teaches everywhere against our people, tied his own hands in this place. With it, and besides, he has the Holy Spirit to the temple and defiled this holy place. In this way, the Jewish leaders in Jerusalem would bind the owner of this bill, the Ephesian, and would hand him over to the Gentiles. In the city with Paul. And assumed we heard Paul had brought the people into the temple. There pleaded with Paul the whole city was up to Jerusalem, and the people came running from all directions. Seizing Paul, they dragged him from the temple. After we had immediately a number of days, while they were trying to kill Agabus, news reached the commander of the Roman Judea that the whole city of Jerusalem was in an uproar. He took Paul's belt. He at once took some officers and soldiers own hand and ran down to the crowd and feet with it. When the rioters saw the commanders, the Holy Spirit says they stopped in this way. The Jewish leaders came up in Jerusalem and ordered him to bind the owner of this belt. Then he would hand him over to the Gentiles and what he had done. When we heard in the crowd shouting, we and the people, some another, there pleaded with Paul. The commander could not to go up to Jerusalem because of the uproar. He ordered that Paul be taken into the barracks. Why are you weeping? When Paul reached the steps, the violence and the breaking was so great, he had to be carried by the soldiers. I am ready not only to be the crowd that followed, but also to die. Get rid of him, Jerusalem. For the name of the Lord, the soldiers were about to take Paul into the barracks. When he would not be, may I say something dissuaded? We gave up and said, he replied, the Lord Egyptian who started a revolt. After this, 4,000 we started on our way up to Jerusalem some time ago. Some of the disciples from Caesarea, from Tarsus, accompanied us and brought us to the Cilicia of a citizen of no ordinary city, where we were to stay. Let me speak to the people. He was a man from Cyprus, receiving the commander's permission. And one of the early stood on the steps in motion. When we arrived at Jerusalem, when they were all silent, the brothers and sisters received us warmly. The God